Hello, good evening to each and everyone. Hello, homeschoolers. I hope you're there who are there. But anyway, our time is really precious. So I just want to start with a disclaimer, which I Homeschool PH is not endorsing any man, but we are using this platform to empower, equip, and encourage homeschoolers with choices on how to make their homeschooling experience relevant to the needs of the families. We believe that making a choice will depend on what is important to you, according to your values, your virtue, and what matters most. Because what might work for me won't work for you. So treat this as a guide, a suggestion, okay? So it's okay to learn and study what works best for your family in this season because in iHomeschool PH, we value your choice. So I'm really so excited with our guest tonight. And I know it's really different from our norm. And I believe this is the time for us to be able to understand where is a homeschool provider coming from and their background and how to get to know them and their vision and mission. So I Homeschool PH chose Homelife Academy. That's why we invited Jill Niess, okay, to join us. Okay, she's the Director of Global Development of Homelife Academy Choices in Education. Okay. She has been involved in the homeschool community for 25 years. Wow, very veteran. She graduated four children. Three are now done with college and living successfully adult lives. The youngest is still in a U.S. university. They live in Florida, not from Disney World. Oh, wow, I miss Disney World. And she has been working with Home Life Academy since 2017. So please prepare your questions because this is really exciting. And Jill will enlighten us with all the questions that we have. So without further ado, let's welcome Jill Niess.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Thank you, Jill. And I would not want to forget my dear co-host for today. Okay, she's my dear friend, and I just want to introduce you to her. If you remember, we have a topic about how to homeschool special kids. I just like to introduce to you June Taruk. Okay, my dear friend June. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, she's part of the core member of Philippine Homeschool Association. Thank
Yes.
you, June, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank
Okay. Okay, Jill, a lot of people are waiting and they really prepared their questions. I just want to say hi to some of our audience here. Hi, Mary Angelica. Hi, Anna. Hello. Hello, Melissa. Hello, Aquiza. Hello. So please prepare your questions. Okay, don't be shy. Thank you again for the privilege, Jill Niess, for doing this. Did I pronounce your surname well?
You did. You did.
Oh,
Half our
thank
office
you
went
so
through that.
much. Oh, thank you
Yes.
so much. So now, what time is exactly now in Florida?
It is 8 a.m. in Florida.
Wow. So you just really wake up for us. Thank you so much. Thank you. But yeah, we want to start with our questions right now because we are so excited. So, can you please tell us about more of your background so people can get to know you? So, how did you discover homeschooling 25 years ago?
In America, homeschool was super brand new 25 years ago. I just loved the concept from when my oldest daughter was starting school. I thought the school system idea just never made sense to me. So I had heard about a small group of people in Wisconsin, which is freezing. It's almost to Canada, which is where we lived at the time. And I just got together over a kitchen table with some people who had been homeschooling and heard about this strange concept of homeschooling and fell in love with it. So I've been doing it ever since and never looked back. And our kids are so glad that we did.
Oh, that's so
Okay.
good.
June, do you want to add to that question?
So what age did you start homeschooling your kids? Like, did you homeschool first the firstborn, or did you just multi-level joined everybody in the first year?
Yeah, I started when my oldest was age 5. So the one who's
Okay.
pregnant in that picture, um, yeah, that's her brother's wedding. So the groom is the second born, and then the ones on the far end are the other two. So I started with Hannah, who when she was age 5, and just started that multi-level thing. And you know how it goes, ladies. As you have babies, you
Yes.
just add that baby, and they're over there playing with blocks or coloring while you're teaching ancient history to the older children, and they're absorbing it as they can. And so my kids really didn't know anything different. So that's my dog. I had to throw that picture in. I don't know.
Wow.
Was this
No,
all
when
about work?
you homeschool, everybody's involved, aren't they? The dog,
Yes.
the dog was part of castle sieges and forming co-op groups and all kinds of things. So that's, I guess, my philosophy and HLA's philosophy is you're not just doing school at home, it's a whole way of life. So the dog's involved,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
is involved.
Right.
You turn your living room into ancient Rome for a while.
Oh,
So
that's so
that's
much
how I
fun.
homeschooled, and that's how HLA's philosophy.
Oh, okay. So
You
what?
know,
Okay,
okay.
sorry.
Okay,
Okay.
What
go, June.
what
So,
made you decide to put up HLA?
so Homelife Academy has been a company for 16 years. So April Parkerson and David Parkerson, um, his mom was one of the pioneers in homeschooling. You have to remember in the 80s when we were doing this, not many people were doing it across the world. Not many people were doing it in America. So his mom felt the need to do it for his brother. So she homeschooled her children. And so David grew up as a homeschool kid. And when he became an adult, he worked for a homeschool provider, and all their files were just paper files. And this was, as I said, 16 years ago. And he saw the potential to use automation and digital files. And he said that would work so well. So April and David are definite dreamers and definite pioneer type people. And
Mm.
so they laid it all on the line. I know that there were days, they have 6 children. So they were having babies this whole time for those beginning years. And then it started in their garage, just with those 2. And then they asked a few other pioneer type people, hey, do you want to work for us? We can't pay you, but would you help us launch this? And those people are still on our staff today. Lynn is in charge, is the head of academic counseling. Lonnie is NCAA specialist. And so the group of people just saw the vision and saw how much it could help homeschool families. And it just grew from there. And now we're 16 years down the road. During this pandemic, we hired 12 people.
Wow.
Yeah, we are just growing like crazy, but customer service is still a huge part of what we do and what we believe. So we just keep hiring people so that we can respond quickly, so that we can answer people's questions, so that we're there for them. So as we grow, we also grow our staff, so that you guys, the homeschool community, still feels that that they're special, because you are. Each one of you are special, and we want to make sure that everybody feels special and that everybody gets their response quickly and gets what they need.
Thank you so much for that. But maybe it's a little bit out of the topic, but I'm just curious because 2004, or the time that, so you started homeschooling, there's no HLA at that time, isn't it?
Right.
So accreditation, I mean, maybe at the time homeschooling is not that, being accepted in every state. Okay, so your journey on that end, and I'm glad that David and April was able to really put this accreditation, because I believe that there's different rules for different state, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. So I
So
was
HLA is based in what state?
HLA is based in the state of Tennessee. And the state of Tennessee, it is required that you have an umbrella school like Homelife Academy.
Oh,
So there are several
okay.
of several choices in the state of Tennessee. When I started in Wisconsin, there weren't any umbrella schools. There, you were much more on your own.
Yeah.
And I would go to conferences and I would figure stuff out, and I would talk to my friends and we would figure stuff out.
Wow.
In the state of Wisconsin, where I started, it's still not required to have an umbrella school at all.
Mm.
And you just have to tell the Board of Education, I'm homeschooling, and that's it.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
that's still the way it is there. But in the state of Tennessee, when I moved to Tennessee, which was 15 years ago, my friends I immediately connected with the homeschool community there, which when the school system isn't great in the United States, the homeschool community rises up. And in Wisconsin, the school system is really good. So not as many homeschoolers. In Tennessee, the school system, the public school system, is not well funded and is not great. So the homeschool
Oh.
is in the state of Tennessee. So my friends there explained to me that I needed to join an umbrella group, an umbrella school, meaning just a covering. And I joined HLA. So that was 12 years ago or something. So I had been a homeschool mom for all those years with Homelife Academy, and then
Wow.
they hired me, and and actually I think I called them and I said, "Don't you think you should hire me now that I moved to Florida?" And they said, "Oh, yeah, maybe we should do that." So they did.
Definitely one of the great decisions that HLA made. And
Yeah.
now we're benefiting that decision. Thank you so much, Jill. Thank you.
Thank you.
But yeah, Jill, do you want to back up with that question? Thank you.
Yeah. So, when did you guys decide to go global? When did you open up?
Yes. Actually, the Philippines plays a big part in that. April is half Filipino. Her mom is from Manila.
Okay.
And so, once again, David and April are dreamers and entrepreneurial. That's me in Ecuador, actually. So I think it really started with her. She knew homeschooling was growing in the Philippines, and she thought, hey, that's an opportunity for Homelife Academy to give that U.S. Documents and certification, the same thing we do in Tennessee. Let's take our show on the road. And so it was about it actually was a long time ago that we've been in the Philippines. I believe we've been in the Philippines for a decade. So that was
Wow.
that's the first country that
Wow.
that's the first country that Homelife Academy connected with. Now, in the last 3 years, since April and I have worked together, it's been growing. But in the last 3 years, it's been exploding. So our presence now is, I think it's 89 countries, 85 countries.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and once again, we've grown our staff as we've grown. We just hired my sister, who is now assisting us so that we can make sure emails don't get forgotten, and that you don't feel the growth. But so we now have 4 members of our staff on our global team.
Okay. Wow. That's great.
Okay. I'm just, yeah, that's great. Wow, 10 years. But I just want to, so that people can get to know HLA more. What do you stand for? What do you believe in? And maybe the core of why do you started it? Maybe what is your philosophy as a homeschool provider?
Our philosophy as a homeschool provider really can be summed up in 2 words: freedom, flexibility. We believe that God gave you, the student, not us, or not the school system. So we don't dictate to you very much at all. We follow the rules that we have to follow. We provide guidelines. We provide help. We provide counseling. What we the parameters that we need to or the rules that we need to follow to issue a U.S. high school diploma. We follow those, but within that, we give you lots of freedom. We love the creativity of the homeschooler. Usually, they are very creative, and we don't want to dictate how you do what you do. So freedom and flexibility is why we started Homelife Academy, because David's brother needed different a different education system that then was being offered in the U.S. school system. So isn't that usually how it works? So homeschoolers usually have ideas, and if they don't start out having ideas, which so often we go, wow, I want to do this, I have no idea how, we're there for you to help you. But so often they start with a very strict curriculum, what we call a boxed curriculum, and then they usually go to their own. They find that they can take a piece from here and a piece from there and a piece from there, and we love that. So we really encourage homeschool families to make it their own. And we work with what used to be called unschoolers, which means that people let the child lead even. And as the children are interested in something, they study it. So freedom and flexibility is our main philosophy statement, focus. And we just really believe that we're here to help you. We're not here to dictate how you do what you're doing.
That's really beautiful. Freedom and flexibility. Wow. I really like that. And I really love how you told us a while ago that you honor the pace and you let the parents, use their critical thinking on how to go about with their curriculum, because the parents knows best for their family. And
Yes.
I love how you injected that. So June, do you want to follow up on that question?
Well, it's really nice to know that you have the liberty to do that because as a
Hello? Am I?
yeah, we can hear you. Okay.
Hello?
As a homeschooling mom
Did
for
I lost you guys?
okay, we can still hear you, Novi. Yeah, we can hear you. Okay.
Okay, it's you and I.
All right. So as a homeschooling mom, I think that's the natural progression of a homeschooling mom. It's like you get into a box because you're so unsure of yourself, and later on, when you feel freedoms little by little, you tend to be courageous and brave, and you want to try new things, and this will make your life easier. So that's really, really good. So all right. So right now, as we were talking a while ago, oh, let's wait for Novi. Okay,
Yeah.
back.
Because there's a lot of questions here
Mhm.
right now. But before we go to their questions, maybe we can be able to, um, let's check on how HLA, the process of how you do things,
Yeah.
like maybe the requirements, and how do you go about with your grades and certification.
Okay. So Homelife Academy has been issuing U.S. high school diplomas, as I said, for about going on 17 years. Wow. No, maybe going on 18. A lot of years. And we've issued over like 1,600 diplomas. We are a U.S. school in the state of Tennessee, Alabama, Colorado, and Florida. In the United States, the U.S. government really leaves education to the states. So we have schools, if you will, in those 4 states. So as a family, a global family, you connect with our school in Tennessee, which means we follow the Tennessee laws and the Tennessee requirements for a U.S. high school diploma. That being said, when you enroll with Homelife Academy, we require that you take English every year. Now, that can be English as a second language, but it has to be that they're progressing in English every year and math every year. And then you can take 3, 4, however many other subjects you would like to take. Then once you get to high school, it gets a little more strict, just because to issue a U.S. high school diploma, we have to follow the U.S. rules. So in high school, you're required to take 4 full years of English, 4 full years of math, 3 full years of science, 3 full years of social studies, 1 full year of physical education, half a year of health, half a year of personal finance, and 6 what we call elective credits, which could be foreign language, computer, art, whatever you want. Now, within that framework, you can go on whatever journey you need to go on. So when we say 4 years of math, it might be that your student is super great at math and you're doing dual enrollment with colleges, which you can do that with Homelife Academy. And you're getting college credit for your upper level math. It can be that you aren't great. You have a student who isn't so great at math and you take it slower. And as long as they're progressing in math, we are fine with that. Every year of high school, our team is going to review what you're planning to do or what you are currently doing, give you suggestions. If what you're doing is not high school level, then we're going to ask you to add to it. So we have to have some quality control. So we, instead of telling you no, we actually converse with you. And we just email back and forth and we say, okay, you're doing this, but can you add some other parts of that? So so that's how we do it. When you enroll with Homelife Academy, the things you're going to need are a plan. You're going to need to know what you're going to do this coming year, the one you're enrolling for. So you would say, these are the courses we're taking, these are the resources we're using. That can change at any point. We understand that, but we need to know that you have a plan, because if you don't, then we need to talk through that plan. You can't just decide, I'm going to homeschool and have not done any research. That doesn't work well and at all. You have to, and even if you do research and you decide, my plan is unschooling and I'm going to follow the children's lead, that's fine. But you need to have a plan, and you don't need, in order to enroll, you don't need to have the previous year's school records with you. We will require them for a 10th, 11th, or 12th grader, because we need to complete that U.S. high school diploma, grades 9 through 12. But you can enroll, and then you can give us the records later. Especially in COVID, it's difficult to get records right now, and we understand that. So that's the path. You would go to our website, you would enroll, and that's what you would need to enroll.
Okay. That's great. That's great. That's great news. Wow. Great news.
Yeah, I know, June. You're smiling. I love that smile.
Because we want to take a deadline to submit our transcript of records, and it's like, okay, it's really impossible because of the pandemic. There was a really big surge of homeschoolers right now, and it's really nice to know that we have a lot of options for seniors especially senior. My son is going to be on senior high. It's going to be grade 11. And the curriculum here for seniors is totally different from the curriculum in the US, because here we follow strands. Like, are you going to take up STEM or Humes?
Right.
So, okay, I will follow your advice and we'll have a plan. I didn't face you without having a plan.
It's good. It's good to have a plan.
Yeah.
And as we deal with global students, we understand that the plan is different in each country. Like
Right.
in the Philippines, where you have the STEM strand. And so we actually just incorporated for grade 12 that your math could just be STEM math. And what we do is on the global side, we really work with each country to create the transcript that works for both the US and the country you're in. So in South Africa, they need every year they need to take Afrikaans. So we just allow them, they can certainly do that, and they know their requirements. So they have that on their transcript. So you can add anything that you need to. You need to meet our requirements, but then you need to know the country requirements also, or the strand requirements, and meet those as well. And that's up to you as a parent. But the transcript that you get should be able to reflect both the US requirements and following the strand, so that your student can successfully go to the universities in the country you're in.
Okay. So, needless to say, there is really no problem at all if we do Homelife Academy using the international accreditation, as long as the subjects that we are taking up would satisfy the requirements both of the US and also the local. Is that right?
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
that would be what we would encourage everyone to do. That being said, if you don't want to follow the local, you don't have to. You can just get that US diploma. But you want to do that because you want your child to have options. They're so young, and they think that they want to be an artist maybe, but then they realize that they don't. And that might be years down the road. And so I feel like you want to end the high school career that they've had with their options open.
Okay.
So both locally and internationally.
Okay, I saw on your website there's a plan, like there's a 2-year plan for senior high, and then there's also a 4-year plan. What is that, if you don't mind my asking?
I don't mind anything. That's actually the plan itself. For high school, you have to take at least 3 years of high school, usually 4. But the 2-year plan is for students who are planning to go. What is the strand in the Philippines? Here, that would be somebody who would want to be going into technology. There's 2-year colleges here, and there's 4-year colleges or universities.
Okay.
So the 2-year plan would be the path that somebody would follow if they're going to a 2-year university.
Okay.
They need a few less, credits. They need a few less credentials if they're going that route. But really, as an international student, don't even look at all of that. Look at our international path of study.
Okay.
And that's under the international tab on our website. It's much more, it's a broad it's just really the requirements of a US high school diploma. Like in the United States, you need to have US history. We don't require that for a family that's global. We require just 3 social studies, so that gives you the freedom to study the history of your own country if that's required locally. So when you look at those paths, look at the international path. That's going to be, I think, make a little more sense and be the one you're going to want to follow.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I have another question. I'm sorry. Okay. In your website, you guys are also offering a lot of online courses. That's for high school students or all the students, right? There's Archway.
Well, yeah. So
Uh,
we have two right now. We are just launching a whole other online situation. So we have what used to be called Archway is now called Homelife Online,
okay.
and that is an online program. If you're familiar with Ignitia, it's like Monarch. It uses that same type of platform, and you
Mm-hmm.
can take varying levels. So you can take, excuse me, you can take a level where the teachers grade the papers and it's much more hands off for the parent, or you can opt for what's called You Teach, and that's Home Life Online You Teach, where you are using the platform and you give the grades to a tutor, but you're grading the papers and the courses start at a certain time and they end at a certain time. You can go at whatever pace you want, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit more structured. So it's kind of a lot of structure to less structure with our offerings of online courses. But we are just launching something called Archway Online, and it's actually a whole other school. In some countries, they require, when you say the word accreditation, it
Mm-hmm.
means something very different in the United States. It means something different in South Africa. It means something different in the Philippines. So we're, a legitimate United States school, private school, and we provide a legitimate U.S. diploma. But in certain countries, they need a certain other stamp kind of thing, a certain other way of doing it. So,
Certificate.
and also we have students in the United States who wanted more hands off so that you would be able to go through a program and the teachers would teach and tutors, would be available. And this is for working parents. It works really well,
Mm-hmm.
um, so that their students can still educate at home, but the parents don't have to think about how they're doing it. They can just pay a company to do it. So we now have that option, which is called Archway Online.
Okay.
And it's a different accreditation system, but it's also much more hands-on. The teachers are teaching, the teachers are grading, the students have access to those teachers. So we are just launching that. It's not even on our website because we're redoing our website, but we're really excited about that because we do find, especially in this pandemic, parents want to homeschool, but they're working, or they're working at home so
Right.
often. They're there, they're physically there, but they don't want to have to think about
Right.
educating their child. They don't even know where to start. So Archway Online has a lot more support
Mm-hmm.
and in every way, and it's just going to be a great option for those families who need more support and who want more input. So that's part of our freedom and flexibility. You can choose to have all that support
Mm-hmm.
and have somebody else teaching your students who are experts in that field, if that's something you'd like. Um, and then you can also choose to do, as I said, create ancient Egypt in your living room. So we believe that there are not one size fits all. There's not one way to homeschool. So we have now come up with this option, and we're really excited about it.
Oh,
Wow,
that's
thank you so
great.
much for catering that need. And it's truly a need actually for there are most I'm sure there's a lot of enrollees right now in HLA that are accidental homeschoolers. I mean, they don't have it maybe because they really don't know what to do and it's their first time.
Right.
And
Okay.
we have senior students. That is like
Yes, we have senior, yeah, yeah, teenagers who are in senior year. So that
Uh-huh.
is a really good guide. It's a really good guide. Thank you so much. But because there's a lot of questions here, I think, June, we need to start. Maybe I'm just gonna try to, encapsulate it because some of the questions here are very familiar. So I think this is they're waiting for. It's the legalities
Mm-hmm.
between HLA and the Philippines. It
Yes.
says here, um, how about because here in the Philippines we need every student, especially in the basic education process, which is we call LRN, or what we call the learner reference number. That's
Yes.
like the number of all the students, and for you to be recognized by DepEd, even though you have an LRN, you need to be part of the list, which is the learning information system, which is on that level. DepEd will be able to see that if you didn't enroll this year and you are under you have LRN, they will still see that you are not enrolled because you're not part of the list.
Right.
So the list is on and on. But there's a question here by Cheryl Serrano, Hazel. How about the LRN that the regular schools are asking when you transfer? The schools here in the Philippines are requiring that. How do we address that if we enrolled in HLA?
Okay. So in the Philippines, this is all controlled by the DepEd, right? These are specific to your country and specific to the DepEd. So as I said, we've been there for 10 years, and we have not had any problems at all with getting our students back into schools, back into the DepEd system. They recognize us as a U.S. Homeschool provider, so we haven't had any issues. But it's a question that we get asked all the time. So I noticed one of the people for Better Together is on this right now. We have partnered with a group of homeschoolers in the Philippines. We have two options right now. One is you can join with this group Better Together, and another is you can join with a group called Centris. And they are in the Philippines, and so they have partnered with schools there who will give you that DepEd accreditation and keep you on the list, as you say, and the LRN, and satisfy all of those needs. So it's for us. We know about it, but we aren't there. So we aren't in every country. So we really rely on homeschool leaders in each country to help us out. And so some of those wonderful homeschool mamas have stepped up and provided a path that you can not have to worry about that DepEd accreditation and the LRN and being on the list, because they're going to discuss that with you and handle that as part of joining their group. So you enroll with their group and you get an HLA diploma as well as the DepEd accredited school things that you need to keep on the list, as you say. Does that answer that question?
Yes, you did. You did. And thank you so much for that good news, no?
Yes,
It's
it's
a
very
bridge.
good.
It's
Yeah.
a bridge, and it's really a good start for Philippines, especially. So, for example, I'm gonna make a very like the step by step so that they will be. For example, I'm a homeschooler. I'm new to this, but I want to go to HLA. I'm going to Centris, okay, and then if there's part there that I want to enroll with HLA. So, am I gonna submit my grade to HLA, or I'm gonna submit my grades to both?
Actually, I believe you're going to for the groups can handle it however they want. So it depends on the way that Centris or Better Together Homeschool sets it up. So these are brand new groups, so we're still working on that. But usually, I think Centris especially, you're going to submit the grades to Centris, and then they're going to put it in our system. So I know that's their path. For Better Together Homeschool, I'm not sure. They will probably have each parent access to our platform and enter their own grades. And you enter grades twice a year for Homelife Academy. You don't have to submit work. You don't have to show us, actual projects or worksheets. We suggest keeping those at home for a few years, just in case any government official would ask you to validate what you're doing. In the United States, that's how we do it. We have a big bin of all their work that we keep, and then we keep that for a few years. But I know with Centris, you're going to just submit your grades to them, and they're going to submit the grades to us. With Better Together Homeschool, I'm not sure. As I said, they have just started, and their partnership with the local school is just formed. So we're still working out the details. But the way you enroll with one of those groups is you talk to them directly, and they both have websites. They're both on Facebook, and then you pay them, and then they pay us, and that's how it goes. It goes the homeschool family, and then that intermediate part would be Centris or Better Together Homeschool, and then HLA. Now, with that being said, you'd still have access to our counselors, our staff directly. You'd still have support. And you can get, student IDs. You can get any hard copies of anything. We could ship them all to the group, and the group could, send them to you, which would save a lot of money on shipping. We give a price break to the groups. So depending on what they need to charge for what they're doing, it will probably be less to join with the group than it would be less expensive to join with the group than it would be to join as an individual family anyway. And then you're getting all that DepEd support, and you're getting HLA support.
Wow. Oh, wow. A lot of families will be so happy, June, with this news. This is really good. And it's a very good idea to partner with schools. It's easier for all the protocols to happen. But anyway, like in my case, I have dual citizenship or dual accreditations. So can a homeschooler can a homeschooler also choose not to be under those and just specifically enroll to you directly to you? We have the choice,
Absolutely.
isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So the question here of Anna C. Uson Quintanar, she asked, so how do you get dual credits? Is that possible to have dual at the same time?
Mm-hmm. Dual enrollment. Do you mean?
Yeah, dual enrollment with
Yes.
local and because maybe they don't want to be under that group or with the local here. They just want to, or maybe they would like to separately do the local and then go directly to you instead of being under that group.
Yeah, if they want to in the United States, dual enrollment is something different. So that means you're enrolling with a university at the same time as you're doing high school.
Oh,
So, but I know that's not what you're meaning when.
yeah.
And Anna actually is part of Better Together Homeschool. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes,
Anna, thank you.
Yes, she is a pioneer, and she is a wonderful HLA mom. So the way that you would get both of those credits, those dual credits, if you will, is you would be with HLA under a group. So if you're with HLA just as an individual family, you're going to get U.S. credits. So Nove Ann, you have that, and then you have a different one, and that's how you're doing it. So that's one way to do it. But now we've created this pathway where you wouldn't have to do be a member of two groups or two homeschool providers. We're merging that with Better Together Homeschool and with Centris, and we may form other groups also that have that path where they will handle the dual credit system, if you will.
That's good. Because now that's really a good plan. But the question right now is how much is the fee? Will be the same like you, which is very affordable. So that would be the question, isn't it? But anyway, I just want to ask this from Jenica Licerio. Is that what US school will accredit or show on the homeschooler certificate?
The U.S. school that will show on the U.S. certificate is Homelife Academy. It's a legitimate United States school with the Department of Education. We actually have all kinds of certifications, affiliations, credibility, if you will. So that's the school name though, Homelife Academy. So it's a homeschool provider, but it's actually also a private school in the United States. So we are affiliated with all kinds of, as I said, U.S. I don't know, credibility things like the NCAA. So one path that people find that they need is their student is very gifted in sports, and they're thinking, I think my child has, the opportunity to go professional, and they want to go to a U.S. university that would offer them a scholarship to go professional in their sport or in their music or, something like that. So for the athletes, we actually have been working with the NCAA, which is the number one, the only college, university sports group, if you will. And in order to be an elite athlete in the United States and qualify to be in an elite university, your high school transcript has to look a certain way. And there are definite rules and definite courses you can take and courses you cannot take. Well, we have a couple of specialists. Lonnie has been working with the NCAA for 12 years, I think. And so we know exactly what they want to see. And we are always, in communication with them about the changes they're making and those things. So we will walk alongside you, and that transcript will look a little different. We have a little tag on the account that says NCAA. So that means I know that they need to do these certain things. So you have kind of advantages with that. With HLA is that if you were planning to go to the United States, there are some things maybe you haven't considered because you don't know. But that would be one of those things. But to answer, I answered that really long. I'm sorry, but
It's okay.
Academy.
It's okay. Thank you so much for that clarification. Junior, you want to read Mina's question?
Wait,
June? Okay.
it's lagging. Everything is lagging.
Okay.
Mina. Okay, where is Mina's question?
Mina Aquina Caparal. Maybe you can put it, Hazel, so that June can see it in the banner. Yeah, that's the question.
What are the advantages and disadvantages of choosing a foreign provider?
Okay, that's a good question. The advantages are that you open up the whole world to your student. So if you choose an international homeschool provider, they should be aware of all the different requirements for allowing a student to go to many other countries. So if you have a homeschool provider who has a global knowledge base, then you can say, my daughter is fantastic at the violin and wants to study in Italy under this master violinist. How do I get her from here to there? We can explain how to do that because we work with Italy, so that's an advantage. The other advantage of working specifically with the U.S. homeschool provider is you can go to a U.S. university. We've had students go to Harvard University, the top academic universities. We have students going everywhere all the time. I have universities calling me and saying, hey, do you have any students? Because we love Homelife Academy students. So that's one advantage. Those are some advantages. I think a disadvantage is that sometimes a foreign homeschool provider isn't in touch with what's going on in your country, like the strands and the DEPED and the being on the list. The foreign make sure your foreign homeschool provider is very involved in your country and has a knowledge base about your country.
Yeah,
Because
that's good.
if you enroll with a foreign homeschool provider and you just assume that you're taken care of, you might be very sad at the end where your student can't go into a university in your country. So it depends on you, the homeschool parent, to make sure all of those things, all the boxes are checked that you need checked. All of but you're relying on a homeschool provider to help you with that. So just choose wisely. Choose a homeschool provider. If you go with a foreign homeschool provider, make sure they understand the Philippines and how homeschooling works in the Philippines.
Oh, I totally agree on that level. Yeah. It's true because you really have to check the credibility of the foreign provider as well.
Yes. Yep.
Because you're able to cater you, like us, like HLA, you will cater us with the pros and cons on where is that coming from. And because specifically, if you're a foreign provider, you should be like a global provider, isn't it? You're like a global provider now. So you need to know, like you said a while ago, you are now in 89 countries, isn't it?
Yes.
Wow. So you have to learn those 89 countries and be educated.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have a close association with what's called HSLDA, the Homeschool
Okay.
Legal Defense Association. Mike Donnelly is the global connection there. He's a lawyer. We have an HLA family who the dad just got out of prison for homeschooling in Cuba. So we have access to the lawyer base at HSLDA. They, as does any homeschool provider, I might add. We just happen to know, Michael Donnelly, and we've been able to talk to him, and he's a huge knowledge base. So any international homeschool provider you go with, make sure they know who HSLDA is, and that they're involved with HSLDA, because that's a legal team that can work all over the world. So in this case, they actually put the mom and the dad in prison for homeschooling, and the HSLDA lawyers have worked on his case for the whole time he was in prison, and now he's out. So yay. And he's an HLA dad, as I said.
Wow.
There are countries that people come to us and they say, hey, I'm in this country. And we say, you know what? I don't suggest you go with HLA. I suggest you go with another, if you're insisting on homeschooling, go with a local provider, because the government is super hostile to providers. So I have said that. And if when a new country comes, I research that country. I would feel horrible if I said, yep, give me your money, and we're going to be your homeschool provider. And then their student ends up not being able to go to a university in the country. So we do our research, and sometimes we say, you know what, your country is not, HLA is not a good choice. So, we're about helping the families. We are a company, yes, but we have plenty of families to help. We want to make sure, these are students. This is a future of a student. So we are very careful to make sure that they know everything that they need to know, and that we know as much as we can about that country. And then we try to merge those two so that the student is in the best possible situation to either go anywhere else in the world or to stay in their own country.
Wow.
That's
And
good.
again, another good news, June.
I know.
Yeah. Your smile is so different. Maybe you're gonna talk to me about your decision. But yeah, there's OFW here from Japan. It says, "Hi Novi and Jill. Jill of HLA helps me a lot with my homeschooling journey. Greetings from Japan." Wow,
Yes.
she's very excited. Yeah, she's my good friend as well.
Yes, and yep, and she's one of our families in Japan, and we've learned a lot as we've gone through the journey with her, you know, in Japan, because we don't have many students in Japan. So when she
Yeah.
signed, like, oh, Japan, let's look at that. So yeah, I love working with her.
Wow,
Okay.
that's
So
good.
Yeah, June, can you post this, Hazel? Erlin Uy King Ching? Erlin Uy King Ching. Maybe because she's coming, for example, she decided not to be a part of the better mom or the
mhm.
sentries. When the student go back to traditional school in the Philippines and they enroll in HL, they will be considered as a foreign student, isn't it?
um, I I am guessing that that's the term that they use. I've filled out many recommendation forms to get a student back into the system. I've never had anybody say that they weren't able to do that. So whether I don't know if they would, I would assume that they are considered a foreign student with a foreign credentials, if you will. But I know that
Yeah,
they're able to do it. So
yeah.
if you
Maybe
go
I could be able to answer that because, yeah, maybe I could be able to answer that because before this talk, I really talked to the Undersecretary of DepEd regarding a foreign provider. And it's true. You will be called as, HLA will be called as a foreign provider. And to answer the question of Leslie and the other one, okay, if you enrolled with Better Mama or Centris, definitely you're not going to take any more PEPT because there's a local accreditation. Now, if you choose to only enroll in HLA or any foreign provider, you have to take the PEPT or what we call the Philippine Educational Placement Test.
right. Yeah.
Okay.
So you'd have to take that if you, yeah, if you're with HLA just on your own.
Yeah. But if you opt with that choice, which is a good news, that I think this is the first time that Jill announced that,
Yes.
okay, you should be able to contact the Better Together Mama PH, Better
It's,
Together, I'm sorry,
yeah.
and Better Together Mama PH. Is it right? And
It's,
then the centuries. Okay. Okay, this is my question. Oh,
Okay.
I'm lagging.
A
Am I
bit.
lagging or
We're hearing
everybody's
you.
lagging?
You're
Okay, we're here. We're back. Yay.
okay.
Yeah, I'm back. Yes, you were saying, Jill?
yes, I'm here.
You were saying, yeah, you were explaining something a while ago?
Now we're
Oh,
waiting for your question.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, you didn't hear my question a while ago. Okay. So, on that end, it's good because of that choice. You don't have to think anymore of PEPT if you're going to partner with Centris or Better Together Mama PH because you don't have to take anymore the PEPT. Now, if you want to go directly to HLA and then you want like 2 years from now, or we don't know what will happen in the pandemic, and you really want just to enroll to HLA, you have to take the PEPT. Now, my question is this: is Centris open for like preschool to grade 12? Because all levels, is that what you're saying, even with the Better Together Mama PH?
Mhm. I believe so. We are, once again, these are brand new partnerships. So I don't want to speak for them,
Okay, sure.
but you can go right to Centris and you can talk directly to them and say, you know, I heard you're partnering with Homelife Academy or whatever you want to say. Just ask them about their affiliation with Homelife Academy, and they can walk you through that because we are
Okay.
just starting that partnership. Same with Better Together Homeschool.
Yes.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure Better Together Homeschool is going from
Yeah.
preschool to grade 12. I'm pretty sure Centris does also, but I don't know 100%.
Okay, that's good news. That's really good news for all the Filipino homeschoolers. It's another good
Okay.
choice because there's a lot of factors why we also
Thank
want.
you for that. And I know that initial, yeah. Yeah.
Yep. It's all about choices. You have a lot of choices, and you just need to.
You have a last message. Wow. Yes, it's all about choices.
Yep.
Okay,
So I would just encourage you to do the research you need to do. Ask other homeschool families in your
mhm,
area. They're probably the wisest ones, and just that forming that community is so key, I think, and so important to have each other.
right.
Um, and you can hear how somebody already went from, being with a foreign homeschool provider like HLA, and now they're in the university, and how did they do that? And,
Mhm.
ask them, and gather knowledge and connect, just do your research and then make an informed decision. And, Home Life Academy might not be the best choice for you, and it might be. We want you to make the best choice for your family.
Right.
So
Most important thing.
we're willing to answer any questions, but we are, as both these ladies have said, we're one option. So we're happy to answer questions, even if you don't go with HLA. We want to provide, we want to promote homeschooling throughout the world. So don't feel like you couldn't send an email to me if you're not with HLA, or if you're not even planning on going with HLA. You still can, and I will still answer you, because we just want to promote homeschooling. We believe in it. We've created our whole company about it, is about it. And all of it, and we've homeschooled our kids, and we've
Mhm.
believed in it for decades. So so we just want to help you do it. So if that means that a different provider is a better choice for you, then that's fine. That go with that.
Okay, that's thank you so much. Thank you so much for this wonderful insight into your life. You're speaking as a testimony about
Hello.
being a mom of four children, and you are really doing a wonderful job going global with all of this.
Well,
I
thank you. Thank you.
really-
It's a lot of fun.
Yes, it is a lot of fun. There's a lot of growth, and it's just nice to see the children, like growing up, right? Right in front of you. And even if you're homeschooling, it seems that time is still going so fast because one day you just wake up and they're all grown up.
Yep. Yep.
And eventually they're going to homeschool their children too, which is like, wow, that's a really good legacy to live,
Yep.
to leave behind your children, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to have the books that I used for my kids. Now I'm using with my grandkids.
See, that's we keep our books.
And my children, the Magic Bicycle series, yay! I can't wait till my kids are old enough, and
Yeah, yeah,
all these wonderful books that we read together. That is something I believe in strongly, is read as a family. Read
right.
good literature, read all the time. And we did that, and our children, as I said, now they're having kids, and they
Mhm.
till they can read this series that we read, and we would bring them on vacation because we were so into the book.
Okay.
And those are the wonderful memories that we have as a family
Yes.
together.
Yeah.
When my kids graduate from high school, I know what they were doing. I was very invested with them, and it does take sacrifice. There's no way it doesn't. It does. But for me, it was the best choice I ever made, and it was the best sacrifice that I could have done. I did have to give up my career. I was a flight attendant with Delta Airlines,
Ooh,
and I was able to do that for a while, and then I couldn't. So we have to make choices,
right.
and I'm not here to tell you what choice to make as anybody. Everybody has to make their own choice. But I'm glad that I made that choice for my family.
And you would do it again, right?
I would do it again,
Yes.
even though I really loved my job at Delta.
Wow. Yeah, Jill, thank you so much for being a great example to us. Thank you for
Yes.
making that decision 25 years ago to
Yes.
homeschool so that me and June could be able to meet you. We really learn a lot tonight, and it's all good news. Thank you. Maybe this is the conversation that we're having right now. Maybe last words from
Yes.
you. What can you tell our Filipino? What can you tell our Filipino homeschoolers? Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think I understood. From the last words that I'd like to leave with you is you can do it. Uh, bring community around you, local, global. You know, in this day and age, it's really pretty cool that we can have this meeting with me in Florida and you guys in the Philippines. So use the technology that you have available. But the main thing is that yes, you can do it. Don't do it alone. Don't be the lone, just all alone. Get community around you,
Right.
whatever community that is that works for you. I would suggest you go with that, and do your research, and just realize that you spending time with your children is so beneficial. So much is caught more than taught.
Yes.
So,
Agree.
I remember waking up in the middle of the night going, I forgot to teach geography. They don't know the countries of Europe or something like that. I did it all the time. Guess what? My kids succeeded in life anyway. They're successful, and it's okay. I think that homeschool allows a person, a student, to become who they were meant to become. So even though my daughter could not tell you anything about her high school geometry class, she's a social worker and
Right.
she is impacting people every day.
Right.
My
It's
son is, my son is working on biofuels.
oh wow.
So he was allowed though to play with chemistry and to mix things, and he built his own foundry, like forge to melt metal and things. He had
What's happening? Hi Novi.
Hello, what happened?
I don't know.
Oh
We're
wow.
so
Wait, Jill.
excited. I really love it. Grabe.
Yeah, I know, but Jill,
Uh,
I'm sorry. Jill, wait,
let's wait for her. Amazing. Oh,
wait, wait. To our viewers, maybe we are live in Florida. That's why we need to wait for Jill for a little bit.
yeah.
Wait. Huh? Jill, we lost you. Wait. Maybe
Okay.
magsalita ka muna, Jules.
I really like what she said. It's coming from a homeschool mom, eh? So she knows what she's talking about, and this is like a mother who has a heart for homeschooling because she wants to share. She wants to share her life, and not necessarily naman, although it is quite successful because she was able to raise 4 children, and they all finish. They're married and all, so it's really amazing. I think
Yeah.
international accreditation or homeschooling using an international accreditation is beneficial also for us Filipinos if we have plans of moving abroad. But of course, we tulungan muna natin yung bansa natin, di ba? Yun yung ano
Yeah.
noon.
I just really love what she said a while ago that it's not even about enrolling HLA. It's about really the choice of the parents. That's
Yeah.
why we need to pray over for our choices. Eh. We cannot
Yeah.
compare. I cannot compare my, my homeschool life with you, June, because what works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. So
Right.
the goal
Right.
here is to really study and educate yourself on how do you really want the trajectory basing on your values, your virtues, and what you believe in as a family, not because Novi and June or Anna or whoever is doing this, I'll just copy and paste. It's not that. It's a decision as a family. Okay. Maybe you
Right.
still have small kids. So, as parents who are more mature on that level, you really have to think about it and pray over it. I mean, this is really a good news, no, June? They're
Super.
bridging the gap right
Super.
now, yeah,
Yeah.
with partnering with, it's a good idea that they will partner with a local provider.
Yes, and it gives you more choices, more options, and you're going global. And that is exactly what technology is doing to us right now. We're experiencing pandemic.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
good.
everybody's in touch. It's what a few seconds. You know already there's fire here or something happened in a different country in a different time zone. So it's really good. There's really no reason why you couldn't homeschool then, 'di ba?
Yeah,
You wouldn't have access to this because it's already here. So better take advantage of it. Then you have to pray.
yeah,
Because if you pray only
yeah.
for now,
So,
then it will only cater for now. But you pray for your
yeah,
future. Malay mo, there's a calling for your son to go abroad. And, you have to be ready for it.
yeah, yeah.
So it's really
Maybe
nice.
you could be able to consider a gap year. You'll never know.
Yes. And then,
It
just,
doesn't mean that you think you think na mahuhuli ka. Alam mo yung gano'n, ayoko Novi June kasi baka mahuli yung anak ko or alam mo yung left behind. I don't think so. One
no,
of my testimonies when I was in high school, I think 2.5 years lang ako sa high school, June eh. Hindi ko alam kung nakwento ko sa ito. 2.5 years lang ako. Yung Chinky, 3 beses umulit ng high school. O, di ba? Hindi talaga. I'm just saying the reality.
I know the
I
kwentong
mean,
chick, pero sa'yo hindi ko alam.
on my end, because I got sick, I was diagnosed with rheumatic heart disease at the time.
Wow.
So I enrolled in DepEd's home study, okay,
Mm-mm.
in Pasig. So I think I was like 6 months there or 3 months, and they said, Novi, kasi at that time, nung panahon na yun, ang tagal na nun, uso pa yung mga acceleration test. And one of the teachers there recommended me to take the acceleration test. So I did that and I passed. So hindi ako naka-experience ng prom, hindi ako naka-experience. Pero lo and behold, ang galing lang nung nanay ko, no? Hindi niya ako pinilit na, sige, mag-college ka agad. So ang ginawa ko, nagtrabaho ako for 2 years. Nung
Wow.
nag-college ako, 19 years old na ako, yeah. Nagtrabaho ako sa isang kooperatiba ng farmers. Yung computer pa nun, Jurassic na black and white. Tapos ini-encode ko yung mga loans, saka yung mga services that they provide. O, di ba? Natuto pa ako. Tapos, I'm assisting my mom computing the insurance, kasi insurance agent yung mom ko at the time. So, kino-compute ko yung mga commissions, yung mga ganun. I really love that time. It's really a learning, very
Yes.
a good learning experience. And I was able to meet different types of people. I think Jill is here. Yay!
We lost you.
I'm on my
Okay.
telephone.
Okay. Same
I'm
thing
on my
that happened to
phone.
me.
So I hope.
Oh, you are. Wow.
Yes.
Oh,
So
I'm sorry,
cell
but I think you
technology.
have to repeat that because I know you have a very last words. So let's give that last message from Jill. Siguro Hazel remove me and June so that she can give us
Yeah.
that message because I know it's really important. Thank you, Jill, for coming back. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
We'll get in touch.
Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me at all?
Yes. It's yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So I was saying my last word would be to find community around you. You don't have to do it alone. You you can do this thing we call homeschooling. You really can. And the memories that you're going to build are worth the sacrifice. And uh, you have a lot of wonderful homeschool leaders in the Philippines. Take advantage of their knowledge, take advantage of their knowledge base and their connections, and just research. Do your research, choose the path that you want to take that's right for your family. Once again, not there is no one size fits all. Everybody does homeschool a little differently, just like every family is a little different. So, yep, I know you can do this, and we're here to help you at HLA. You have other options also. So, I really encourage you to put your fears aside and take the leap. It's the best decision I ever made, and I think you'll say that too, because I think it's a great decision for families.
Yes. Thank you so much, Jill. Thank you so much. Well, I'm kind of shy, but I want to publicly say because I'm really learning a lot from you. Can you be my mentor and please correct me with my journey as well?
I would to walk alongside you. Uh,
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jill. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna seal this conversation. Thank you so much. Maybe Juntarok will join us in a while. I'll see you in a while. Jill, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for
Okay.
having. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you for being patient with us with all the nitty-gritty of the internet connection. Grabe, siguro dahil ngayon, ang dami na nag-internet. So, nahihirapan tayo mag-connect. But thank you so much for being patient. Now, what I've learned, maybe I'm gonna repeat lang so what Jill said. It's true. Like what I've conversed with June a while ago, please pray over with your choices. This platform is just used to guide you. Um, and at the end of the day, it's your decision. And your choice is very important to us. And we just pray here in iHomeschool PH as a family, basing on your values and virtues and whatever matters to you, what's important to you, you'll be able to create a great learning experience with your kids as you teach them at home. Whatever provider, whatever curriculum or method that you're going to use, we just pray that it's going to be the best for your family. Again, do not compare yourself with others. Okay, because God has given us unique capabilities as families, and I believe um, we love to learn from you as well. You share to us what you have learned in this conversation. And thank you for the opportunity to be able to relay this message as well. Thank you so much. Okay, for the announcement, this coming Friday, okay, I'm so excited. Oh, okay, this first. The truth about accreditation and homeschool provider dilemma, choose what is best for you, is still up from July 3 to August 3. Nandyan pa po yan. Okay? Dahil meron na nga po tayong nanalong scholarship. So if you think you need it, you can join our campaign because we believe here that this is the time to really help others. And iHomeschool PH is willing to help kahit sa small scale lang po para po ma-alleviate ang alam kong napakamatinding problema natin sa pandemic. But I hope we could be able to help families. So what are the mechanics? Hazel, can you please watch our latest YouTube premiere, The Truth About Accreditation and Homeschool Provider Dilemma. Choose what is best for your family. And then post a picture of what you watch and share to us what you learned and why do you need this scholarship. And then follow us, tag at iHomeschoolPH, at Montessori at Work, and at Pag-asa sa Pagbasa. Okay, place the hashtag iHomeschoolPH, hashtag Montessori at Work, and hashtag Pag-asa sa Pagbasa with your posts. Okay, thank you so much. So, ongoing pa yan hanggang August 3. So, after August 3, pwede pong mag-expire ang scholarship. Okay, that's good. Next. Okay, please be with us with our launching with Pag-asa sa Pagbasa. Ano po ito in partnership with Philippine Homeschool Association, the Book Hack, the Reading Activation Library, okay, Activation and Reading Program. And of course, Ballet Bar and Ate Janet Susan. These are individuals who are helping us with this project because we believe that a lot of families cannot afford to really buy school materials. So we made this project para po makalikom kami ng mga donation nyo na used or unused materials of educational resources, curriculum, methods that you don't use anymore, that you can donate to Pag-asa and Pagbasa so that other families can use it. So even it's used or not used, okay, please donate it at Pag-asa sa Pagbasa. Also, the project is to be able to really ignite the reading comprehension of our kids. Kasi po, alam mo, I realize in the Philippines, we have the lowest rate of reading comprehension. Maybe this is the time to really, connect like Jill has said a while ago. Reading aloud and reading is really a very good start for us to learn with each other as a family. So, Pag-asa sa Pagbasa po, okay? Give a book, shape a mind, may pag-asa sa pagbasa. Thank you so much. Okay, and this coming Friday, because we have a series like this, episode 3, questions that you want to ask a veteran homeschooler, episode 3, and this is with Bob and Irma Chua. This is coming July 14, 8 p.m. po, live again in YouTube and in Facebook account. Maraming pong salamat. Please join us. And this, if you think this platform is really helpful to you, please keep on following us at Facebook, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. Also, you can also join our Viber group. I specifically use this of the things that I could be able to give you for free, and also about the DepEd legalities. And then, if you want to know more about homeschooling, you can buy my book at iHomeschool, How to Do It Without Losing Your Mind. Physical book and digital book po for 500. Okay. So when you get this, you will have free teacher's organizer and student organizer. So I hope this book, the goal of this book is to really help each homeschooler. Thank you so much for listening to us. It's like 1 hour and 22 minutes. Thank you for being with us. Thank you each and everyone. Always remember, in homeschooling, relationship is more important than academics. Ako po si Nove Antan, ang inyong homeschool coach, and I homeschool. Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you.